Hi, and welcome to Live with Connie. Today, my guest star is the fabulous Diana with DiGo Crochet. And
Thank you.
and how are you doing today, Diana?
Doing pretty good. Just trying to stay cool. It's just been a hot day today.
Yeah, it won't be long before summer's here.
Oh yeah, the summers here are brutal. But hi everybody in the chat. I'm not looking at the chat right now, so really don't know who all is in there.
We have Charity and Zach here. How are
Hello.
y'all doing today? And what are y'all currently working on? Charity says she's early. She usually don't get to see me on Wednesday nights because of church. Today,
It's okay.
sister-in-law for a colonoscopy. I hope
Oh,
everything is well with that. And she said we got there at 12:15 and didn't get out till almost 5.
wow.
And that she's doing good. It took the doctor a long time to get to her. Apparently, the person before her took longer than the doctors expected.
Wow.
I'm glad that
That's
she's doing good.
happening. Hey Zach.
So, what's been going on in your world, Zach? But not too much going on here today. Basically, just another day. Same thing, just a different day.
Yeah, I've been watching Walking Dead. Catching up on episodes I hadn't seen before. Hi
Yes.
Roberta.
Hi, Roberta. How are you today? And what are you working on? And how are your gnomes doing? Roberta loves making gnomes. But yeah, now today Frank had a different person from home health care come today. They did like his reevaluation and like this is someone that's never come before.
Wow.
She was pretty much new. She was here quite a while. She was here for
Wow.
over an hour.
Wow.
But tomorrow it's supposed to be his regular person coming. And hey, Ellie, how are you doing today?
Ellie, how's
Oh,
everything going?
it looks like she's heading out. So, hi, bye. I hope you have a
Uh,
good.
the rest of your evening. And congratulations on your bundle of joy to be. I think
Yes,
her daughter or daughter-in-law is having a baby.
yes, congratulations. And let's see, Zach says not much going on. He goes back to work tomorrow after 2 days off.
Uh, I'm glad I don't have to worry about that anymore.
And Roberta says took a break from gnomes, making flowers and terracotta pots. Ooh, nice. And
Uh,
Sid's here. Hi, Sid. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? But yeah, that's what's been going on in my neck of the woods. And like the home health care nurse came later than usual today. And I tried working on a tutorial for my knitted beanie. I plan to do a tutorial on a striped knitted beanie. And I was starting on it. And then when I was filming, my camera switched angles.
uh,
And I didn't realize I did all that. I did like, a good bit of work. And then it's like I go to convert it to my computer and start making the beginning of the video. And I'm like, oh no, the angle's not right. So now I'm
uh,
gonna have to start that part over again tomorrow. But but I am trying to get it done. And I need to set my phone where the angle can't change.
right. Oh,
But I'm not used to filming really from my phone.
I
I
do
always
everything on my phone, and then I have to upload it on my laptop. But my laptop, it has a mind of its own. It'll turn on for me. Everything's going good, and all of a sudden it just boop, it turns off. I'm like, seriously? And I have to go back and start all over again because it doesn't keep anything. Everything just goes away.
And that's another
So
thing. If you wait too long to start filming, it'll shut off the camera. I'm
yeah.
like, no, I'm still trying to get my everything set up. Don't do that to me.
Yeah, I really need to get a battery for my laptop because I don't know what it is. The charger on it now, you plug it into the wall. I think it's loose where you plug it into the actual laptop. So once I get it going, I don't want to touch it or do anything with it, because I'm afraid it'll turn off. And some days it'll be on and nothing happens and it'll be on. So why didn't you do this the other day? You know, so, but I can never tell with it. So, I can't afford to get a new one right now. So, and even to get a battery for it, I think those batteries are, gosh, I don't know what, $60 or so.
And you know what's funny? I had gotten my vlogging camera, and like the viewfinder's like acting up a lot on it, where I don't really trust filming from that camera anymore.
Hmm.
I spent more money on that camera than the phone, but the phone actually has a better quality camera. Does
I've heard a
that
lot of GoPro cameras, but I've never actually seen one, or I don't know.
and it's just like and my camera, my vlogging camera, is it's a little over a year old. I haven't had it long. I got it like basically right when I started my channel.
Hmm. Oh wow. No, but basically I do everything on my phone, and so sometimes I can't get my laptop to work. So if I upload anything to YouTube from my camera, I mean from my phone, I can't do the thumbnails. And so, you know, oh well. It doesn't start at the very beginning. It'll start. The thumbnail will be in the middle of the video, and I don't like that. So, but oh well. I try and I try.
Let's see. Zach says he has to work all Easter weekend. Aw,
Hi, Crystal. Oh,
I feel for you, Zach. Let's see. Hey, Crystal, how are you doing today? And what are you currently working on? And we also have Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. How are you doing today? And that's your you said daughter-in-law, I think.
I'm sorry.
Rebecca Warras, that's your daughter-in-law.
Oh, did she come in? Yeah. Hi, hi, Neha. Yeah, Rebecca was. Yes, that's my niece. She said she was gonna come and visit for a bit.
And let's see. Okay.
Yeah, she's my niece.
Sid is working on a baby dress for the new grandbaby due soon.
Oh,
Congratulations, Sid.
yes. Congratulations. I love babies.
And she's following a tutorial on crochet for Bavy. It's a whole
Oh,
set dress, booties, pantaloons, and hats. Sweet. And
awesome.
Roberta likes my background. Thank you.
Yeah, it's cute. I like it.
Thank you.
I said
Roberta
one.
says my phone starts and stops on its own. I'll walk away and it's off and comes back and Facebook is on. Yeah, that is one thing. Like my phone, like you don't even press buttons on it. And like all of a sudden, like things come up on it, and I don't know how it happens. Like what is it? Like the Google Voice thing, and then I'm like,
Wow.
if you want to search for something, I'm like, and it's not even anything that I said because I do believe like devices do kind of listen to you. Is how you start getting ads for something you were just talking about.
Yeah.
And Charity says, I'm working on a pineapple peacock shawl using
Oh.
Shovel in a Ball in the colorway Moonstone.
Oh wow.
Ooh, nice.
That's gonna be beautiful, I'm sure.
And Crystal's fixing to watch Survivor and Masked Singer.
Okay. That's cool.
Oh, Zach's saying Survivor is 2 hours tonight.
Wow. I can't get into it. I mean, I'll watch it every now and again, but I'm not really much into it.
Yeah, I've never gotten into Survivor. Now, one thing that was cool whenever I was going to the technical school, right across the street there was a core dealership, and they did this contest, um, like giving away a free core, and they did like this Survivor game, and they
Oh
had
wow,
people parked, like people in the parking lot, just
that's
you know
crazy.
like under a tent and stuff like that, sitting in chairs. They would order pizza and stuff.
That's crazy. Wow. Oh, excuse
And,
me. I'm gonna grab my
and they
cup.
basically were doing it like based on the TV show. And
Sorry
someone
about
ended
that.
up winning a core from it. But every time chorus would pass, they would be waving at everybody.
Wow.
Let's
I
see.
remember years and years ago, we were living in Dallas, and Wheel of Fortune was at one of the malls. And I tell you, that line was super duper long. But my kids enjoyed it because they got free reigns of the mall while I was in line. I said, "Y'all do what you gotta go do. I'm staying here." So finally, I met up a friend there, and we got together and we stayed in the line, and we finally got up to the front. But of course, none of the main characters were up there. They were just representatives, and we were on the floor. We had fun. We didn't win anything. We didn't get to go up on stage, but it was fun.
Sweet.
Uh oh, lots of
Let's
checks.
let's see. We have
Hey,
Timmy.
crazy treasures.
We have Timmy, Anita, Trish
Tammy,
that joined us. How are y'all?
awesome.
How are y'all doing today, and what are y'all currently working on? Yes, Sid says yes. Your phones do listen to you, and they can turn your cameras on. So can uh, let's see. I think so can a smart TV. I plug
Okay,
mine to cover my camera with tape when not using it.
my daughter's in the chat. Monica, she's caught in the ads.
Hi, Monica. Oh, I'll
That's
wait
okay.
for
She probably can hear
her
you.
to turn
She's
out
in
the
the
ads.
other room. She's in the other room. I'm sure she can hear you. But yeah, I started working on another Amigurumi. Isela, hi Isela. Oh, there's my other friend, Hyla, H. Cooper, Crafty Bug. Her name is Hyla. She lives
Hi,
in Texas.
Hyla.
You
Hi,
guys have to
Isla.
work.
And
She
hi,
does
Monica.
amazing stuff.
How are y'all
What?
doing today?
I'm sorry?
And what are, how are y'all doing today, and what are y'all currently working on?
Yeah, I'm making I don't know if you've seen the movie Turning Red. The main
No.
character, little girl called Maylee. Yeah, I started working on her. I have a lot of whips, but they're put up. I started doing a Cabbage Patch, which reminds me, I still have not received my Cabbage Patch that I won from Nisi from Freehandly Made. It said it was supposed to get here yesterday by 9 p.m. It didn't. And then when I checked it today, it says that it's going to arrive a little later than expected, but it's on its way. So whatever. It'll get here
Yeah,
when it gets here.
sometimes tracking isn't accurate.
Yeah, that's true. But I was hoping it would get here before we went live today so I could show it. If not, I'll just do a quick live on it when I'll unbox it on a live. So,
And let's see, we have Melanie that joined us too. Hi, Melanie. How are you doing today? And what are you working on?
hi, Melanie.
And how do you say Crafty Bug's name again? I'm trying to remember it. It starts with
I'm sorry, who?
Crafty Bug. Who?
Her first name is Hyla, Hyla, but just call her Crafty Bug. She is amazing. She does a lot of football mums and crafts. And like I said, she lives in Texas, and I watch her because I used to do that a lot. I used to make a lot of mums. I'd made all of my daughters and my sons when they were in school. So I'm thinking of doing that again for the schools here. And so I've been binge watching her videos because I've learned a lot from her. A lot of things have changed. There's so many cool ideas, and her braids are amazing. And she does beautiful, beautiful football mums.
Ooh, nice.
So I was watching her earlier on another idea that she came up with. But you guys have to go watch her videos.
All right, we'll do. But yeah, welcome, Hyla. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you're enjoying the live today. What were you saying, Diana?
I was reading my niece Rebecca Juarez. It says that her son's girlfriend looks just like Maylee with her glasses and all, and now she wants me to make her one. Okay.
So, DiGo, you want to go ahead and tell everyone more about yourself and your channel?
Oh my. Well, basically, when I first started watching YouTube, it's mainly to get tutorials on how to make things, because I learned how to crochet. My supervisor, all I knew how to do was a chain. I didn't know how to do anything else after that. And when I started working at my last job, my supervisor, she would crochet every day, and I'd go watch her. And I asked her one day, "How do you do that? Can you show me?" And sure enough, she brought me a ball of yarn and J-hook, crochet hook, and she says, "We're going to take lunch together, and I'm going to show you how to do some basic stitches." And so we would do that, and so I learned how to crochet, and so I went on YouTube to try to find some tutorials on how to make stuff. And then little by little, I learned how to make not only blankets and scarves and hats, but other things as well. And then I got into amigurumis. But I really wasn't thinking about doing any content on there until one day I was in one of the live chats. I don't remember whose it was. I think Granny D was in there, Petra from Petra's Happy Place, Sandy from Left is Right Crochet, and I showed my first my dolls. I was just showing them my dolls, and they encouraged me to do a video to show them, and then do some content. So they were the first supporters that I had, really. So after that, I just started doing a little bit more and a little bit more. And then also what I wanted to do is I wanted to start some fundraisers, to help, people who need help financially, medically, financial. There's a lot of people who need help. And so I went ahead and started that as well. So, but I also want to go back to my crochet, to do more stuff on crochet, because I got behind on doing a lot of stuff, and I had a lot of whips. So, but in between fundraising, I just go ahead and try to continue learning a little bit more and more, because it's a learning process. Every day you learn something new. There's a lot of crochet stitches out there. I do knit a little bit, but I can only do baby blankets and scarves, and that's the extent of my knitting. And I have yet to get down the purl. I can do the knit part, but the purl part I have an issue with.
Yeah,
so
purl stitches are.
But I can do it on a loom, because I loom knit as well. My husband bought me a set of round looms and the long oblong whatever, and so I learned how I can purl on the loom. I just can't do it with the knitting needles. But yeah, and basically that's what I do. Is just, if I'm not doing crocheting amigurumis and stuff, I'm doing fundraisers. Right now, I'm not doing any fundraisers at the moment. I wanted to do a de-stash, because I have several bags of yarns that, I wanted to put in mystery bags and sell those, and, whatever funds I get from that, I'm going to use it towards my giveaways and to send prizes. But I was looking at the shipping, and oh my gosh, the shipping has gone up. Oy. So I thought, well, instead of doing a whole bunch of bags, I might just do a video showing all the yarns that I have and throw them in a box and maybe raffle them off. I don't know. So basically, that's where I'm at, And I know I have a lot of prizes that I need to send out. Sorry, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. But I'll send them out as soon as I can. I know there's a lot of them out there that are waiting for their prizes. But yeah, I mean, my goodness. So, but yeah, one of the ladies, Liz she used to be a little bit of everything. Now she changed her channel name. I can't remember it now offhand. She told me about Pirate Ship, and she said they're a little bit cheaper than going straight through USPS. So I'm going to look into that. And hey, anything to save a buck, right? I'm not looking at the chat. But I see a lot of people in there. Hi, Tat Mama.
Yeah, we had 2 Amandas join us. Tat Mama 73 and also Amanda Brotherton.
Oh, okay. Hi, Amanda.
Krista joined us.
Awesome.
Also, where is it? I know I just saw it. Give me just a second. Nightingale Crochet also joined us.
Nightingale, hi.
How are y'all doing, and what are y'all working on? And what is your first name, Nightingale? Is it Gail? I
see Chris in here too. Hi, Chris.
Yeah, Chris joined us. Amanda is Tat Mama and the Beg Brigade. The Beg Brigade is her dogs.
Right.
Okay. So what's your favorite thing to crochet, Diana?
Just actually anything. I started with dolls, and I also designed my very first doll for my granddaughter. And but I took little bits of from different tutorials on how to do dolls, and from there, I tweaked it and then made my own doll. And I love making dolls, and then I got into making animals. And my little granddaughter, I have 2 granddaughters, but the little one has gotten into pugs, so she always wants me to make her pugs.
Pugs are cute.
And then I tried to step it up a little bit and go out of my comfort zone and make some other stuff. So then I got to making that alien, which was a paid pattern, but like I said, I'm trying to work on my own pattern, but that's very slow going. I admire those who can design and write out patterns. I'm not that fast. So, and but yeah, I mean, minions. I've made a lot of minions, I have my minion up there she's wearing a Minnie Mouse outfit. I just didn't like the eyes, and I have yet to fix those. I started one, but there's just so many things that I want to make, and I start them and then I put them aside to try to go back to the other stuff, and then I'm getting further and further behind, and my husband gets mad. He says, why don't you just stick to one thing, finish it, and then start something else? But the thing is, when you get on YouTube and you see something come up, especially like with that Turning Red, and then Encanto, my daughter and I, we watched that movie Encanto, and there's this one lady that I follow, Spanish, and she has all the characters that she makes from the movie Encanto, and so I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to make those too. It's just, and then from there it just goes, and my husband says, there you go again. He says, you need to stop. I said, well, I'm sorry. And then Granny D showed her little baby. Oh my gosh, it's such a cute. And then she said, she's naked, she needs clothes. And I said, oh, I can do that, Granny D, because that was my favorite thing to do, was make baby clothes when I learned how to crochet. And so I made her a whole outfit, but I'm thinking of making a blanket to go with it as well. So I don't know. Right now it's the dress, the baby booties. I made her a little bonnet. I made a diaper cover for it, and I'm thinking, what else can go with this? A baby blanket. So maybe that. I keep adding more and more to it. And she knows I'm making it, but she hasn't seen the design yet. So They're from different tutorials. They're not my designs. They're from different tutorials on YouTube and some that I've seen on Pinterest. So, but for micro preemie babies, because it's a tiny little thing. I mean, it's a teeny tiny baby. I hope it fits her. But if not, I know she has other dolls that can possibly wear them.
But you know I love that alien you made.
I know. I'll make you. I can make you one.
I just think it's so awesome. Anytime I see like an alien make, I'm like, ooh, nice.
Let's see. I'm gonna. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get him out because my niece. She's been over here a couple of times, and I talked to her earlier, and I said, "You remember that alien that I made?" She goes, "No, I didn't see it." And I said, "It's been sitting on there on the couch." So let me pick it out. It's hard to do with one hand. Well, the first thing that popped out, Madonna drinks beer, so I made it a little beer mug to go with it.
So cute.
And here's the alien.
Aww.
And it's big. I mean, it's a tall.
Aww.
He's got this. Oh gosh, where's the camera? There. Oh, I'm so bad. I can't get this camera thing right. But anyway, there. Let's do this.
Aww. That's just too cute.
So, he's pretty tall. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll zoom in a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to make a green ball of yarn, a green for Madonna because I know she likes green, everything green. So I had him in a plastic so he won't get dirty. He, she, whatever, I don't know what it is yet. I'll let Madonna decide. But yeah, that's gonna go to Madonna.
Oh, so cute. Happy.
And I have some other dolls that I started. One of them still needs hair. It's got half of the hair done. And another one needs eyes. And I put up I have a set of safety eyes, a kit that has all different sizes and colors and shapes. But for the life of me, I don't know what I did with it. It's somewhere. I need to find it before I finish May League. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to take a drink.
Let's see. We have a couple of people that had to leave. I hope Crystal has a good night and Isla.
Good night to those who are leaving.
And also we have Karen that joined us and Tina. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all working on? And Timmy was asking who was my guest star today. This is Diana with DiGo Crochet.
It's me.
And I do have her channel link pinned to the top of the chat, and it's also in the description box of this video. And if one of my moderators could drop her link too, that would be awesome. And yeah, y'all go check her out. Y'all gonna love her channel. And let's see, we also have Mary that joined us.
Oh, cool.
Hi, Mary. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Oh, Karen has a question, and you can probably help her with this, Diana. She wants to start making some dolls, and she wants to know if you have any tips for beginning.
Well, basically, what I would advise is just to go out there and watch some tutorials from different people because not everybody makes them the same way. And then, try each one or few until you get to how you want to do it. And then what happens is that I have to tweak them sometimes because some patterns I don't like the way they're coming out, so I have to tweak them. But I had to watch a lot of video tutorials and I made a lot of mistakes along the way, but you learn from those mistakes. So, just start with the basic body of the doll. I know there's a lot of tutorials out there on one piece where you start with the legs and it builds up to the body and then the head and the arms, And some of them are all, you do the head first and you do the legs and you do the arm, then you do the body. and then you have to sew them all together. I'm not very good at sewing, so I try to go with the one piece where you just continuous, crocheting without having to sew anything on. But yeah, there's a lot of tutorials out there. I want to do more tutorials. I've only done one, which is for a corner to corner little sample, but I want to do another one on how to do your decreases, like for a scarf or blanket. The very first one I did was for a queen size blanket for one of the supervisors who was getting married. And that took me several months to finish. But luckily I made it in time. But yeah, just start out small. Start with the small dolls and then work your way up.
Yeah, and like I've never made dolls, so I don't really have any advice that I can give you. The only thing I could help you with would be trying to find maybe some tutorials online. But
There's a tutorials out there. The main ones that I do follow, but they're in Spanish, but a lot of them have English subtitles. But sometimes the English translation, from Spanish to English, the subtitles is not the same. So you can get confused on reading us what. But if you know the basic stitches, you can kind of see what they're doing and follow along without having to, listen to the person talking in Spanish and then trying to read the English subtitles. So, and even some that I follow that speak other languages that I don't understand, I just watch, and then I said, like, well, I can do that. But if you know the basic stitches, you can follow along without even listening or reading the subtitles.
okay, let's see. Trish is looking for a tutorial for crochet pan protectors. Are you talking about something to put in between your pots and pans? Is that what you mean? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. At least that's what I think of whenever I hear pan protectors.
Yeah, they have some rings now that you can use, like where you hold your yarn as you're crocheting. They have those rings now. I haven't tried one, but they say that they're really handy. And that way you don't have to be putting band-aids on your fingers.
And Roberta says just that her suggestion to Karen is to start with Weeby dolls. That's the
Yes.
best basic doll that she's found, and it's free.
Yes, there's a lot of free tutorials out there. The Weeby dolls, I like those too.
Yeah, Trish was referring to put in between pots and pans.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've never actually like seen anything, but I also haven't looked for that either. Um, the only thing I can really suggest would be just put in search engines what you're looking for and see if you can find something.
Right.
Ravelry, YouTube.
I always start with crochet, and then whatever else I wanted to do, like crochet doll eyes or crochet dolls or crochet dresses.
And like you might also want to try Pinterest.
Yes, I found I can get lost on Pinterest. Oh my goodness. There's just so many things on there. A lot of stuff I found there too was graphs, because I learned how to read graphs and how to work with graphs. And then Adele Romero, she got me into what do you call it? Filigree, crochet filigree. She makes beautiful, beautiful stuff on filigree crochet. And I learned how to do the bobbles as well. Bobble stitches are nice.
Yeah, I like the puffy type stitches.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, Grant, this is the popcorn stitch. This is the first shawl that I'm designing.
Wow, that's nice. I like the colors.
Thank you. This is Premier Color Fusion DK yarn. I think that's what you call it, something like that. and the color is Autumn Sky.
That's nice. A lot of people are doing what's it called? I know Seta had one, crocheting a ball, hugging a. Oh gosh, I forgot the name of it. But Miss Seta's place, she has some real pretty ones. I know Bag a Day has a lot of them as well. I just made a shawl for my supervisor. Well, I still call her my supervisor, even though I've been retired for what 3-4 years now. But she'll send me a message every now and again, and she recently lost her, a couple of family members, and so the co-workers, they got together and they sent me messages to ask me if I would make her a shawl, and they sent me the funds for it, and then I made it and I sent it to them, and then she sent me a picture with her wearing it. I know Crystal has some as well from Crazy Cat Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got a few of them as well. There's another one that a lot of people are working on right now. Gosh, what is the name of it? I can't remember. I think it's also on a crochet along. What is it? But they're beautiful shawls. And I like your hats. I don't know how you do it. I really don't. I don't know how to knit hats very well. If you had a crochet pattern, maybe.
I am planning to, when I design my next pattern, beanie pattern for knitting, I do plan to film a video tutorial on it.
Awesome.
I don't know how long it's going to take me, because first I'm doing a striped beanie tutorial. And then after that, then I'll probably start working on my next pattern design and doing a tutorial. But when you have to film what you're doing, it takes longer than when you're just like knitting and crocheting something up. So, and then sometimes you got to refilm. But yeah, okay, I see Tina's asking about a tutorial for clay handled hooks. There was one that I had used that I can't remember who did it, but you should be able to find tutorials if you search on YouTube how how to make a polymer clay hook or polymer clay hooks. Polymer clay hooks should bring it up. And if you can't find anything, send me an email and I'll help you.
Yeah, I think I know Granny D makes polymer hooks, and I think Sandy from Hook Crochet, she makes them. Veronica Steele from Steele the Show Crochet and
Yeah.
Stuff. There's
Crystal
a lot of
Yorny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady
yeah,
makes them.
yeah, she makes them as well. So there's a lot of good ones out there who make polymer clay hooks.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know there's some tutorials on how to make them. But really, like I said, you should just be able to type in the search polymer clay crochet hooks or polymer clay crochet hook tutorial, and it should take you to some.
Right.
I wish I could remember the channel that I use for when I made the ones I've made. I'm not the best at making them though.
Yeah. I know some of them. If you send them their hook and what color you want, they'll do the polymer handle for it. I mean, they'll make it. They'll make it one. Can't talk. They'll make it for you. To me, I don't think I'd ever be able to do that. So I'd rather just have someone make one, and I'll be happy to send the hook.
I don't think I greeted Amber yet. Hi Amber, how are you doing today? What are you currently working on? And let's see. Oh, Tina's saying that Pamela's Adoring Crochet has a doll tutorial too.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. See, Roberta, yeah, that's what I was saying, is that sometimes I can't find what I want, so I just end up tweaking from a few patterns and making my own. And sometimes I do forget to write them up, and then I'm thinking, gosh, I should have wrote it down because now I don't remember how I did it. So it's a good thing that if you think of something or if you change something, write it down. If you change a pattern or, on anything that you do, just write it down. Because if you're like me, I'll forget.
I want to see if I can look up the polymer clay hook real quick.
Okay.
I can find the one that I did. I think I did the one by Sarah Sock. SARSACH. Let me try to get the link real quick. Y'all might hear a noise at the beginning. Okay, I think I stopped it early enough.
Crocheting with Alana, she has beautiful dolls as well.
There's a link for Sarah Sock's one. I think that's the one I had done. But there are other ones.
Sorry. Didn't want to cough in everybody's ears.
There's
I'll be
one
right back.
Torn by Ashley. She has one.
I'm still here. I'm just going to take a drink.
Hooked in Loops. Mama J Crafting Station. Looks like she has. Oh, I think that's a hand. Well, yeah, I think it is for one. But yeah, I put polymer clay crochet hook handle, and that's how I pulled it up, Tina.
Yep.
Okay. So, Diana, how long have you been crocheting?
Since I really started crocheting, I want to say at least 15 to 20 years. That's how long I was working at my last job before I retired. I retired in December of 2018, and I started working there in 2002. The year after that, that's when I started crocheting. So yes, it's actually about less than 20 years. So I'm sorry, my math is off. But when I was little, my grandma tried to show me how to do it, but I got as far as just chains. Mainly, I just wanted to be outside and playing. I didn't want to take the time to learn, and now I regret it. But at least now I do know how to do it. So.
So what's the favorite thing that you've ever crocheted?
I think it was I made a christening gown set. It was a free pattern. I don't remember the name of the person right off the hand. I'm thinking of it right now, but it was a christening gown with the bonnet and everything. One of the employees had asked me because he was going to be a granddad for the very first time, and he wanted to make something special, and he knew that I could crochet stuff, so he asked me to do it. He says, just tell me what you need. I'll pay you and everything. Unfortunately, though, he passed away before I was able to even start. So all of my team members got together and they collected the funds so that I could buy the stuff, the yarn to make it, and then we shipped it to his daughter because his daughter was going to have his very first grandchild. And so, I was really proud of the way it came out, and then I was really even more excited that it actually fit her. It was for a newborn, 0 to 3 months, and it came out real pretty, and I think I have a picture of it. I don't remember if I posted it on my community tab or not, but I'll look for it and I'll post it. But it had the bonnet, the long gown, and the baby booties, and that's the one thing. And I did design a blanket, and I named it after that person because he also asked me to make him a blanket. And I named it Hottie's Heart because his name was Hottie, and it's got hearts on it. I'll have to pull it up and I'll put it on my community tab.
Sweet.
And so that was the very first blanket that I designed myself. At that point, I really don't know if any other if any other crocheters out there had made a blanket in that particular pattern. And so it may not really be my original idea. It might be somebody else's, because it's really hard nowadays to find an original idea because the chances are someone has already made one like it. But to me, that was my design. Like the doll, I researched it. I haven't found one like it, so I could say that was my design. So, but yeah, that christening gown set that I actually completed, and it actually fit the baby it was intended for. Yeah, that's my favorite thing that I had made.
Oh, that's sweet. So what's your favorite type of yarn?
Someone gifted me the big twist yarns, and then the ice yarns. I had some ice yarns that I received also that were gifted to me. So I like working with those, especially the big twist. Big twist I like also using for amigurumis, because they don't fray easy. Some yarns, they fray, like the real delicate ones. I can't use the real thin ones, but except for when I do filet crochet, because that's more like a thread, not a yarn. So I can work with that. And like I said, Adele Romero got me into that. But I like the cotton yarns as well. At first I didn't like them, but as I started using them more and more, I started liking the cotton yarns, the Premier cotton yarn. But at the moment I'm liking big twists and the ice yarn. And the only reason I got that is because I think I won it on somebody's live or something. But to be honest, they're a little out of my price range, so. But I like it as well.
Like the big twist worsted yarn.
The worsted yarn.
That was one of my favorite, like, solid color yarns, where I would go to that. And the thing was that for the longest time, it was cheaper than like Red Hort and a lot of the other brands. But now they've going up on the price. Now it's like $4 something.
Yeah.
And it's like you got to catch them on sale now.
Yeah, because even the Karen cakes, I love Karen, and even Yarn Bee. I love working with Yarn Bee, especially for doll's hair. There's a specific Yarn Bee that I use for doll hair, and but they've gone up so much in price. Oh my gosh! So, but Red Heart is the first yarn that I started using because my supervisor, that was my very first skein of yarn that I got, was a Red Heart. But I like Karen cakes and the Yarn Bee yarns, and now the big twists and ice yarn. There's a lot of them actually.
I used to get the Red Hort, but Red Hort Super Saver tends to be more stiff. Like, it's good for projects where you need a stiff yarn.
Mm-hmm.
But but I find like big twist is softer, and so I kind of went. That was my go-to for solid color yarn.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, it's getting too expensive.
Yeah, it is. It is. And my Dollar Tree here, I found some real nice yarn. There's really soft yarns, and I use it to make a bear and a monkey. And what else did I do with it? I made some other small amigurumis, and I just loved the way it worked up. I didn't think it was going to work up very well, but it did. And it's real soft. I think it's called, what's it called? Premier yarn? No, not Premier. I forgot what it's called. But it's from the Dollar Tree. And it's a super soft yarn, but it works really well for, like teddy bears and, animal amigurumis. I haven't been to it lately in a while, so but they don't have a big selection, and their balls of yarn are little. I mean, so you have to buy several of one, and sometimes they don't have enough.
And that's one thing I find you got to be careful with Dollar Tree on, because it comes off like they're cheaper, but you really got to pay attention to the quantity.
Right. The yardage.
The yardage.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes if you do the math, you're better off like going someplace like Walmart or a yarn store if it's yarn and purchasing that there because you're you, Dollar Tree has a tendency they'll give you a smaller amount where it appears, cheap. But you might get 10 where if you spend, 10 for $1, where if you spend $3, you would get 50.
Yeah, and then chances are, if you don't get enough with the intention of maybe going back and buying more, they're not going to have it, so you're stuck.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, the Walmart here and Michael's and Hobby Lobby, they're way across town. So basically, I started ordering on eBay, Walmart. I hardly ever use Amazon. Mainly, I go to eBay. Walmart. I don't know what happened. One time I ordered and I never got it, and they kept saying, "Yeah, you'll be getting it. We're sorry. We apologize." Ultimately, they canceled my order and refunded me the money because I don't know what happened. So that kind of left a bad taste, for me getting any more delivery orders from Walmart. I said, no, I'd just rather go get it. But like I said, everything around here is clear across town. So, yeah, I'd rather just order it and have them deliver it.
Yeah, I have seen
Yeah,
that you can order in bulk from
yeah, I
Dollar
saw
Tree
that too.
online.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I did see that you could order from Dollar Tree, but you have to order in bulk. And so, but yeah, you can do that if you have a big project that you need, a lot of one color. You can do that and order the bulk.
All right. I have some free crochet patterns that I found on Ravelry that I will be sharing with y'all today. And I have all the links for these patterns in the description box of this live. And today I am on a textured stitch kick when it comes to beanies. So that's the type of patterns you're going to be seeing today.
Cool.
And the first one is called Camdyn Hat by Lakeside Loops. And look at the beautiful textured
Yeah,
stitches.
I've
Oh,
seen that one. Yeah.
I find this picture don't show up the best, but they do have some other pictures. That's the one thing. That's the one bad thing about like white yarn on a light background. It don't show
Yeah.
that great. Oh, and look at that. Feels like butter yarn.
I've used that one before actually, and I do like it. And that was because I think Noni May always talked about feels like butter yarn, and so I tried it and I liked it.
I haven't tried it yet, but I have been curious about it. If it really feels like butter.
Yeah.
Okay,
Awesome.
the next hat is Lattice Hat by Sarah Arnold. And again, I love that textured stitch. And really, I think that's one of the textured stitches that I want to use on the blanket that I'm designing.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
And here's another picture. Which I prefer the colors in the first picture, but it does give you different ideas of colors to use on patterns
Right.
and like the second picture, like the biscuit would probably like those colors better.
Yeah. I know I'm missing a lot in the chat, and I'm really sorry.
Yeah, I haven't been able to keep up with all the comments today, but I try to skim, like especially for questions. Okay,
Uh,
this one is a braided cable beanie, and I love cables,
oh
which
wow. Yeah.
I really haven't done them in crochet yet. I know like the arrow stitch, I think is technically considered a cable type stitch, but I know I love like cables and knitting. And look how beautiful.
Yeah, that's pretty.
There's just something about cables.
I would like to learn how to knit hats. And Granny D and Mimi Cat they do awesome socks. But to me, it's a little intimidating because I'm really not that good at knitting. I'd rather crochet it. I mean, I have some knitting needles that my husband made me, and some others that I've accumulated.
But when it comes to knitting, I find it's best you get your knit and your purl stitch down. Pearl's gonna
watch the video over and over again, and it looks so easy. But when I try to do it myself, for some reason, I just can't do it.
But like the purl stitch is gonna take longer to catch on to, and in general, I mean, it takes me longer to do a purl stitch than a knit stitch.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can do it on a loom. I got into loom knitting as well, and so
I started with loom knitting, then went to knitting, then crochet.
I need to plug in my phone because I just got a little thingy on here. There we go.
Okay.
Oh.
I have 2 more patterns to share.
Okay.
This one is the Celtic Dream Earflap hat, and it's by Janaea Chouinard. I know I'm not saying her name right. Sorry. But look at how beautiful. And I love how the Celtic weave stitch looks.
Oh, yeah. That is nice. I like that color.
And I have one more. This is called the Erica Beanie by Phaedra Kenning. And it looks like they have the Celtic weave stitch in the center. And here's another. I'm not too keen on the colors on this one. I like it more in the solid color.
Yeah.
I find the other yarns too busy.
Yeah, that one's pretty.
And then that's what the top of it looks like. So yeah, I have all the links for these patterns in the description box of this live if y'all are interested in the patterns. And if there's ever any type of pattern that you're wanting me to do, find some patterns for, y'all can let me know that too. You know, if y'all looking for something like for blankets, shawls, or a certain thing.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing that, showing those free patterns on there and putting the links in. That's really helpful.
Because, I kind of hope that I'm showing patterns that others, are going to be like, oh, I want to make this. Hopefully y'all are at least bookmarking some of the patterns for future use.
Yeah. Now that the summer's coming along, I want to do more swimsuit cover-ups. There's a couple of designs that I saw on Bag-A-Day. I did one of her, the pineapple stitch or the pineapple design bathing suit cover, but the lady that wanted it, she wanted it to be open in front. So, I did that and it came out really nice. I did that. Actually, she's one of the seniors where I used to work. And so I would take it to work and try it on her to see if it was working, if it was fitting her right, and people were looking like, oh, I like that. So they wanted me to make it first, and then they wanted to pay me after. I said, it doesn't work that way. So I got burned a lot trying to do that way, and it doesn't work. Believe me, guys, if you want to do this as a business, make sure that you get the money up front, or at least half of it up front. Because chances are they're going to come up with excuses. Oh, well, I don't have the money right now, but I can pay you later, and later never comes. So, yeah, I learned that the hard way.
or like one thing I find that people will tend to do, like I'll have sometimes people send me a picture asking me if I can make something, and it's like I'm typically not that good that I can, with certain things I can look at a picture and figure it out,
Hmm.
but it's like, but certain things I'm not that good that I could just like look at any picture and be like, oh, I know what to do. I'm like, I need a pattern. I need a pattern.
Yeah, sometimes I can look at a picture and I'll see what the stitch is, and I might be able to come up with it. Or I'll go online, on YouTube, to try to find something similar to it, and you know, and get it that way. But oftentimes I can just look at something and I can. It may not be in the same stitch that was used in the picture, but it'll be similar to it. But I can't make the same thing twice, and each one looks the same. I mean, I can make two amigurumis using the same pattern, and for some reason they just don't look the same. So, but yeah, I'll get you one. I'll make you an alien, Connie, and and as soon as I can, I'll send it out.
When you were showing it, I wasn't trying to get you to send me one. I was just saying, I love my aliens.
I know you and Noni May. She likes alien, and Madonna Ballard. Oh my gosh, she was going gaga over it when I showed it, and and I said, you know what? You've always been really supportive of my channel from day one. When I first started, she was one of my biggest supporters as well. So so I told her I'm just gonna gift it to you, and so she was over the moon with it. But I still have it here. I haven't been able to send it to her. I really do need to send it out. And and I have a minion that I have yet to send that I need to send it out to. It's a Hawaiian minion. I don't know if you ever saw that one. I think that goes to
I
Sister King. I
did.
need to send it out to her. And then now I have Granny D's and my semi-finalist for Crystal's giveaway. I need to send her gift as well. So yeah, but I'm sure I'll be able to do that within the next week. Sorry guys, but thank you for your patience. If you're watching,
But I've been saying that, oh, I want to make an amigurumi alien, and haven't gotten around to doing it yet.
well, the pattern I'm working on, it's simple. This one is a little bit more detailed, like in the feet and the legs. They kind of look weird because I guess they're supposed to look crooked. I don't know. And I had a bit of an issue with it, but I finally got it, and the hands as well. But I wanted to make something simple, not too detailed, and for it not to be too confusing. So, and I think I've got it down, but I need to work on it to where I'm sure that, and then that it's going to work, and then I'll send you the test because I know you said you wanted to be a tester for it. So I'll send you the pattern so you can test it for me.
All right, aliens.
Yeah, because
Let's see, Laura Lee joined us.
Oh, goodness.
Hi, Laura Lee. How are you doing today, and what are you working on? Okay,
Lovely. Hi.
I saw that I think it was Tina saying that she has trouble reading patterns. Um I find the best way to learn how to read patterns is find video tutorials that also have a written pattern.
Yes, exactly.
And and while you're doing the tutorial, pay attention to how it's written. And that's
Yeah.
going to start teaching you how to read a pattern.
Right. But I did that one time, and the written part was a little bit different than the way they were doing it on the actual tutorial. So, but like I said, if you know the basic stitches, you should be able to work it out.
And more than likely, well, it depends too. I was going to say more than likely the written pattern would probably be more accurate, but that can depend too. But and on patterns at the top, they'll have like the abbreviations.
Right. They always give you at the beginning what they are for. What I don't, or I'm sorry.
I was gonna say in some patterns, especially like your more specialty stitches, they'll they'll give you a written explanation on how
Right.
it's done.
Right. The patterns that kind of throw me off, instead of putting, SC for single crochet, DC for double crochet, they'll put MM or X or V. I'm like, just put SC or DC, because when you do it, other, letters, it throws me off. So I
See,
have to go and write it down myself.
I've never seen it abbreviated different.
There's a few of them that do that. Yeah.
But from there, you take it one stitch at a time.
Oh yeah,
And if,
definitely.
and a lot of times if you don't know what something is, that's where I just look it up on YouTube. Like if it's a stitch I'm not familiar with,
Yeah.
I'll look it up on YouTube, and that's how I've learned how to do read patterns. And usually if it's something new I'm learning, then I need a video tutorial to get me familiar
Yeah.
so I can see what's being done. But
Yeah, that's how I started. I had to do video tutorials because the written ones, they would confuse me. But as I got to learning the basics, then I was able to follow a written pattern. Well, Creative Grandma has, oh my gosh, tons and tons of tutorials on different stitches. I don't know how she comes up with all these stitches. I lost track. Oh my gosh. And then different granny squares. Oh my goodness. She's one of the creators that I started watching at first, but now there's a whole bunch.
speaking of granny squares, I saw this on Facebook. There's a pattern on Etsy with alien granny squares.
Ah, wow. I'll have to look into that.
I thought it was so cute. Okay, Laura, I'm gonna have to check out Pink Kelly's last live to
I
find
was
that.
just reading that, yeah.
And
Yeah,
Tina
she's
said
one of
she
the
likes
first people that started
shorts.
following me as well.
Tina likes shorts. Yeah, shorts. I love shorts.
I was reading some of the chat. Yeah, Lily, that happens to me too. And sometimes I'll forget where I was. If I don't mark it on the chart, I forget where I'm at, and I just have to frog it and start all over again.
See, that's one thing. I haven't had issues with like doing the wrong row on a chart. I've been fortunate with that. Now, sometimes, like especially in knitting, when you're doing like lace work, I'll lose my spot and get confused and mess up. That's
Yeah.
one thing about lace work with knitting.
The first one I saw was Gina from the Knitting Turnpike. Oh my gosh, she does beautiful, beautiful shawls, knitted shawls, and she gifted me one, and man, the intricate work on it, oh my, it's amazing. And if you look at her tutorial, she shows you how she blocks them and everything, but oh my gosh, it's just way too much for me. So I really do admire her for, and she does amazing, beautiful work on her lacy shawls.
Laura saying Gina's amazing. Yep. Gina's
Yes,
awesome with lace
I love
work.
Oh, good night, Karen. Thank you for coming in.
Yes, have a good night, Karen. But yeah, but one thing I find a lot of times, like, we let things intimidate us with crochet and knitting. And sometimes you just gotta dive in. Just be like, "Ooh, I'm here."
Yeah, and at first you're not going to succeed. You have to practice at it. Practice makes better. So I would get really frustrated because things just wouldn't work out, and my husband says, "You know what? Just put it aside, do something else, and then come back to it." And I have to keep that always in mind. I said, "Oh, I'm just going to leave it for a little bit and then come back to it." And then the next day, I looked at it and said, "What was I worried about? I mean, oh my gosh, it was just so simple, But yeah, it's just true is that, and I know a lot of people are like this as well, is that I'm too critical of my own work. So, my husband will look at it and says, I don't see anything wrong with it. I said, but I do see right here where this stitch, that stitch goes. Don't tell me about that because I don't know what you're saying. So, okay, fine, whatever. So he
But
says, well, can't you fix it? I said, no, I can't just fix it. You got to take out the rows and go back where you made the mistake and then redo it. But,
but a lot of times I find things that I was intimidated by. Once I jumped in and did it, it wasn't anywhere near as bad as what I thought it would be.
yeah, exactly.
You take it one stitch at a time.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Practice makes perfect.
I find don't get overwhelmed by looking at the big picture. The big picture is overwhelming. It's like you one step at a
Oh,
time.
yeah. And use stitch markers too, because oftentimes I'll think, oh, I'll remember, and nope. As I get older, of course, the mind. So I have to use stitch markers. Okay, this is where I was at. Or I'll have to write it on a piece of paper or on my ledger that I have, what pattern I was working on and where I stopped. Because when I stop and try to pick it up the next day, if I don't write it down, I'll forget where I'm at. And that's just so frustrating to me.
I use row counters. And
Yeah.
sometimes I kind of like based on how the rows are set up type thing. Sometimes I'll do it where I make sure I finish up to a certain point and then
Right.
consistent with doing that before putting
Yeah.
my work down. So that way I know where I'm at.
Oh,
Like
and then, yeah. That's what I tell my husband. Let me finish this row, and then I'll write it down where I was at. Because if you stop in the middle, it's kind of hard. Even going back trying to count the stitches, sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. So, but yeah, you make your mistakes, but you learn from those mistakes. So,
and like one thing I find like whenever I recently knitted my first pair of gloves, and I had never done the magic loop method to start a project off. I've done it on the toe decreases on socks, which is the end. Um, and I was just like I struggled initially with those first couple of rows, and
yeah,
like I wasn't sure if I was twisting any of my stitches at first, and because it didn't look the same, it didn't feel the same,
hmm,
and like I was going over like the same part of the row. So it
yeah,
took me a while to get it down, but once I got it, I was fine. And
yeah,
then here I am looking at the pattern and I'm seeing all this stuff that like, I had to be done to it. And I'm just like, oh, what did I get myself into? What did I get myself into?
yeah. That's what I thought when I made the wedding blanket for my godson and his now wife. I saw the pattern for the two hearts joined with the rings, and at first I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to finish this." And when I got the pattern, it was a purchased pattern. It didn't come with the ring part, and it's all bobble stitches, single crochets and bobble stitches for the wording. And it didn't come with the how to do the rings. And I struggled with it, and I struggled with it, and finally, I found a pattern for something else that resembled the rings, and I thought, oh, that might work. And sure enough, and then that also helped me to put their names on it as well. It took me a bit to get it, but I finally got it, and I was able to put their names also on it. And it's a beautiful pattern. I love it, and it came out really nice. And so, but it's called Two Hearts Joined with Rings. And I know the lady that sells the pattern, she can make it for you as well, and she can put whatever name you want on it and the date and all that. But I bought the pattern for it and I made it, and so if anybody's gonna get married, no, I can make the blanket for you.
Awesome. Rebecca, have a good night.
Oh my gosh, I forget about the chat. Ah. Okay, Rebecca, have a good night.
But yeah,
Thank you for coming in.
but when it came to the gloves, and then after that, you know, after that, it was pretty easy until the fingers. And the fingers looked intimidating at first because you're having to take stitches off your needles where you're using like a thin piece of yarn to hold the stitches, and you basically like doing one finger, and it did the whole finger thing. I was like, oh no. Yeah. But once you actually start doing it and you get to that point, it's like you're ready for it. It's not so overwhelming.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I made a lot of fingerless gloves because I was intimidated by making the fingers. But once you get it, hey, like I always say, it's easy. But I know to someone just starting, it's not. I mean, it wasn't easy for me, but after I got it, it came easy for me.
And really, I find that the best way to learn, you jump into things.
Yeah. Mhm. Yep.
And most of the time, it will come together for you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just like the hats that you make, to me, they look a little hard, especially because it's knitted. And I'm thinking, maybe I can do that in a crochet, but I need to have a pattern to start out. To start it out, I need a pattern, and maybe later on I can create my own.
But the thing is that like even with my beanies, it's basically you're knitting and you're purling, or knitting two together. Those are really the only 3 stitches.
I mean, you do a lot of knitting, so to you, and like me, I can say with crochet, it's easy for me. But for a knitter, it may not be as easy to crochet, and the same, vice versa, converting from knitting to crocheting. But I saw this one. I'm sorry.
But I like on my beanies that are being tested right now. I did have some people that tested them that didn't think they could do it, and they tried it and they did it.
Yeah.
So
of course, we need more visual tutorials on knitting, but I keep going back to my crochet because it's easier for me. But I'm sure I can get it. With practice, I'm sure I can get it. What I was going to say is I saw this pattern. It was a knit pattern for the cutest little thing, and I thought, I think I can do that in crochet. And I worked on it, and sure enough, it came out really neat. I liked it, and I sent the pattern to one of the girls who was going to test it, but I know right now she's got a lot on her plate, so I haven't really done anything with it. But I have the pattern. It's for a little granny. It's just where you put to hold your glasses, and it's got little pockets in the back to put your, you can put your stitches on it. It has a little bun at the top for like a pin cushion, and yeah. So, but it's crochet. It's in crochet. I converted it from a knitting to crochet because, like I said, I don't know how to knit that well. So, but I was able to come up with a pattern under, doing it in crochet.
Yeah. So it's about that time. So I guess we're gonna start wrapping things up. Is there anything you would like to say, Diana, before we wrap up?
No, but the only thing is, thank you so much. I know that we've been trying to do this, and finally I was able to come up with the time where I could do it, and I really appreciate it, allowing for me to come on your panel. I thank you so much. Once I reach 1,500, I do plan on doing a giveaway, and then of course, if I ever get to 2,000, I'll do a bigger giveaway. I'm not really worried about getting monetized right now. That's not a big thing for me right now because I only have about 500 or 600 hours, so I'm not really worried about it. But I just want to do more giveaways. I lost my train of thought because I heard the dog barking.
My train of thought all the time.
Like Granny D says, I squirreled. But yeah. I'm still a ways before I get to 1,500. I lost a few But I know YouTube does that. You know, they purge. You know, so, but it wasn't too bad. I think I can get it back. But once I get there, yeah, then yeah, I do plan on having a giveaway. I want to do more giveaways. Um, but again, you know, with the shipping, you know, it's kind of hard right now for everybody. I know, and it's really bad too because I can't do them internationally unless you do the gift card thing, you know. But yeah. But thank you so much for allowing me to be on your panel today.
You're welcome, and thank you for so much for coming. Yeah, this is the first time Diana's got to come live with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing I wish shipping was just like the same no matter where you sent. It's like I wish it wasn't so costly.
Yeah, and I heard they're going to up the price also on shipping and postage. I haven't bought a stamp in years, so I don't even know what it costs now. But it's just ridiculous with everything that's going on now, and everything is just being. The price of gas has gone down a little bit. It was over $4, but the other day we were out. I don't remember. Oh, we went to the cemetery to leave some flowers on my mom's grave on the 9th of April, and we noticed that the prices of the gas had gone down. So they should do that all across the board on everything.
Everything's going up.
Yeah.
I try not to think about it too much.
I know, that's crazy. That is crazy.
But yeah, but I enjoyed having you on tonight, Diana. And I want to. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this was fun. I enjoyed it.
And I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. I enjoyed chatting with all of y'all. Y'all, my Yorny aliens.
Once you get that, oh Lord, you're gonna be aliens everywhere.
Yeah,
but the thing is, oops, it's gonna be crochet, not knit.
That's fine.
Okay.
But
convert it into a knit pattern.
I crochet and knit.
Okay.
No, I haven't done, like, I really haven't done amigurumi, except for one little small pumpkin. That's the only amigurumi I've done. But yeah, I'm waiting for all of a sudden my filming area, the background has aliens on my show. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for being here. Appreciate it.
But yeah, I really appreciate all of y'all that watch my channel, and y'all, my Yorny babies, my Yorny alien babies.
Yeah.
And I want to thank those that will be watching the replay. And if you do watch the replay, leave a comment. Let us know.
Probably watch.
You know, I love chatting with all of y'all. You know, if y'all ever want to just like send an email and chit chat, I'm game.
Yeah.
I like making friends with everybody. But anyway, I hope everyone has a fabulous Yorny evening and a fabulous Yorny tomorrow. Be the light, and bye.
Bye, everybody. Take care.